The unfailing love and faithfulness of God. Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23 says, "Because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning, great is your faithfulness." This verse is a powerful reminder of God's unfailing love and mercy. Despite hardships, his faithfulness sustains us. 1. God's love preserves us. The first part of the verse says, "Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed." This means that no matter how difficult life gets, God's love keeps us from being destroyed. A great illustration of this can be found in the case of Noah and the ark, Genesis 6-9. The world was full of wickedness, and God decided to bring judgment through a flood. However, because of his great love, he preserved Noah and his family. This was not because Noah was perfect but because of God's mercy. Just as Noah was saved, we too are not consumed by trials because of God's love. 2. His compassion never fails. The next part states, "For his compassions never fail." This means that God's mercy is always available no matter how many times we fall. This concept is demonstrated in the example of the prodigal son, Luke 15 verses 11 to 32. The younger son took his inheritance, wasted it, and ended up in misery. However, when he returned home, his father welcomed him with open arms. This is a picture of God's unfailing compassion. No matter how far we stray, his mercy is always available when we return to him. Another example is King David. After committing adultery and murder, 2 Samuel 11-12, David repented and God forgave him. Psalm 51 is his prayer for mercy, showing us that God's compassion never fails. 3. His mercies are new every morning. God's mercies are not just a one-time event, they are renewed every day. This means that each morning we get a fresh start with God. In Exodus 16, when the Israelites were in the wilderness, God provided manna every morning. They could not store it for the next day except on the Sabbath. This teaches us that God's provision and mercy are given daily, and we must trust him every day. Jesus also emphasized this truth when he taught us to pray, "Give us this day our daily bread," Matthew 6 verse 11. He wants us to depend on him daily for grace, strength, and mercy. For great is his faithfulness. The final part of the verse says, "Great is your faithfulness." God's faithfulness means he never changes, and his promises always come to pass. Consider Abraham and Sarah, Genesis 21. God promised them a son, but they had to wait many years. Even when it seemed impossible, God was faithful, and Isaac was born. This shows that even when we do not see immediate answers, God always fulfills his promises. Lamentations 3 verses 22-23 reassures us of God's love, mercy, and faithfulness. Just as he showed compassion to Noah, the prodigal son, and David, he does the same for us today. His mercies are fresh every morning, giving us hope for a new beginning. No matter what we face, we can trust in his great faithfulness.